Since the dawn of time, men have stood and misfired. Droplets on the walls, seats soaked, and shoes forever ruined. But what if I told you that the future wasn't about standing tall? It never was. It was about sitting low. In a world obsessed with speed, noise, and all these flashing lights, some men dare to choose otherwise. They dare to choose calm. These men are laughed at, mocked, outcasted for simply deciding to choose the seat over the splash. But there's always three sides to the story. And in this story, there are the people who stand, there are the people who sit, and then there's the truth, somewhere in between. It's hard to see, but it's there. Beneath the ridicule, beneath the prejudice, lies a truth which nobody wants to admit. Sit-down peers aren't cowards. They're revolutionaries. Did you know Neanderthals used to pee while sitting down? Of course you didn't, I just made it up. But I can already see the look of disgust forming in your face as you thought that you came from people who sit down while peeing. Sit down peers. Last week I went to the mall to buy some groceries with my dad. It wasn't our usual father and son bonding, but it was alright. I hadn't used the restroom since last night and I really had to go. So I went. It was one of the mall toilets with way too many stalls, but surprisingly it was hella clean. I went in there, did my business, left a number 2 in aisle 9 and I left. And as I washed my hands, getting ready to dip, I hear it. Yo, is this dude sitting? Some teenage kid had opened the wrong stall and caught someone peeing while sitting. The entire bathroom erupted with laughter, laughing at the fact that this man was sitting while peeing. Everybody mocking him for committing something so blasphemous, something so heinous. How could he even think of doing something like this? How dare he choose to be different and go against the grain? The person that got caught didn't say anything. He didn't defend himself, he didn't complain, he just stayed seated. This guy didn't break any rules, he just didn't follow the script. And somehow that was even worse. I guess this is the part where I'm supposed to say how much of an eye-opening experience this was for me. But it wasn't. I knew people who sit down while peeing were treated like trash. I knew that people treated them like the less than, because I was one of them. I was one of them, goddammit! I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like my hands are clean. I'm not gonna sit here and act like if a sit-down peer approached me in the past, I wouldn't hit him with one of these, you know? Hell, if it's a good day, I might even hit him with one of these. In fact, a couple of years ago, my best friend of 15 years came out of the toilet closet and confessed to me and my friends and all his loved ones that he was a sit-down peer. I took the news lightly. I didn't overreact. I knew this man for 15 years. He was at my 5th birthday party. I never spoke to him again after the day. I was so disgusted, so offended, I couldn't even look him in the eyes as we parted. This was the last thing I saw. His feet. And it will forever be how I remember his friendship. I'm not a low-life hater. I consider myself a professional. After the whole cockroach incident, where I realized that maybe cockroaches weren't as bad as I thought they were, I made a promise to myself that if I ever was gonna hate on something like this ever again, I would take time out of my day to at least understand it. So that's what I did. For the first time in my life, I sat down and peed. For the first time in forever, I sat down and peed. For the first time in forever. I liked it. I get it now. I tried it and it was one of the best bathroom experiences that I ever had. It felt so calm. I felt so zen. Yeah, it felt weird, but only because it was different. I realized that somewhere along the way, we started calling different a threat. And we made normal the goal, even though normal can sometimes be more chaotic, and even though normal sometimes makes no sense. This is the part where I tell you how much of an eye-opening experience this was for me. And it was. Ladies and gentlemen, I didn't come in today to convince you. I didn't come in today to make you join the other side. There are no sides. I came in today for one reason and one reason only. To shed some light on a community that has been labelled different. To ensure that we do not outcast these folks and we do not look the other way. In fact, the next time you see somebody sitting down while peeing, look them directly in the eyes as they're doing it and be like, hey, you're alright. If me defending this small community is shocking, all the research I did might shock you even more. Let's just say, when I called sit-down peers revolutionary in the intro, it wasn't just for dramatic purposes. And what better way to show all of this by doing the thing that we all dread in school? Presentations! Grab your snacks, have an open mind, and stand ready for my TED Talk. Thank you. No, you're breathtaking. I've given many presentations in my life, but this is probably the one I'm most passionate about. Remember, my main goal isn't to persuade you that this is better. It's just to make you accept that these are real people who exist, that we can all coexist. we can all live together. 3 reasons to why sitting down to pee isn't as bad as you think, and if you're still not convinced, then my college money will have to suffice. Hygiene. Not many people know this, but no matter how perfect you stand while peeing, no matter how perfect you aim to the toilet, flying droplets of urine will still occur. Even if you don't see the actual droplets, it's there, and it's flying out much further than you think. There have been many studies done using UV light to show how far these droplets actually travel, and it surprised the hell out of me because I always thought that rain curve was there to ensure that no droplets of urine will be flying out. But apparently it does. Now you may be wondering, Sir Roof, I've been doing this all my life. How bad can this possibly be? I also have been doing this all my life. People back then used to kill women for being witches. It didn't make it a good practice. Most people don't clean their toilets every day, so those little sprays become layers of dried urine and germs that stick around for months. You won't be able to see it, but you'll definitely be able to feel it as they spread bacteria. Bacteria like E. coli with symptoms like all of the above feed and multiply using these urine particles. For all we know, this is just another one of the reasons that we have been suffering from sickness from all these years. This is a good chance to say one of my favorite quotes of all time. If you're tired, do the work tired. Even on tired days is 40%, sure, because it's better than 0. It's this idea that every single thing you do in life counts and is valuable. Some tiny droplets may seem harmless, but multiply that by days, weeks, months, and their whole bathroom basically becomes a minefield. And if there's any good in minesweeper like me, then there's only one option for you. Be humble and sit. Emptier Bladder. Not only is sitting down to pee more hygienic, but surprisingly enough, there are some health benefits to it as well. Now, it isn't anything major, don't expect it to like cure cancer or something, but like we've already said before, every single thing you do in life counts, no matter how small it is. Have you ever peed and left, only to realize that you actually have still some left in the tank, so now you have to go again and pee for a second time? If you want to get rid of this completely, then sitting down to pee is the way to go. You see, when you sit down, your pelvic muscles relax more completely, which in turn makes your bladder empty more fully, which in turn decreases the risk of urinary tract infections, aka incomplete emptying of the bladder. When you're young, you think you have all this time, you feel powerful, you feel immortal. But father time comes for us all. Back then, I could fall off from ledges, I could get hit by a bus, I could get stabbed 20 times in the chest, but I still wouldn't have a scratch on my body. Now that I'm older though, things are different. My body isn't as strong as it used to be. I could get one tiny paper cut, which doesn't even have the power to kill a common house fruit fly. And this is how I'll be reacting. Our body becomes more weak, our body becomes more fragile, and with it, we become more prone to diseases. For all the young men out there, some of you might be unfortunate enough to develop prostate issues as you grow older. I have a friend who has it, and in his words, it's no bloody picnic. If you sit down while peeing, it actually puts less strain on the prostate and it helps those muscles work properly, which can support healthier urination as you grow older. So if you really do not want to end up like Mr. Bloody Picnic over there, then maybe give sitting a chance. And last but not least, the peace that comes with it. When you choose to sit, not only are you sitting down to pee, but you are taking time out of your hectic day to have a moment all to yourself. Nowadays, everywhere you look, there is something that wants your attention. It's very easy now more than ever to get lost in the sauce. A lot of people just go with the motion, never having a moment to yourself, which just results in you waking up years later, wondering where all the time went. Life moves on and goes by like this, in an instant. But if you have these small tiny moments with yourself, maybe it won't be as fast as you think. Sitting down to pee, while grants you an opportunity to pee, it also grants you an opportunity to sit down and reflect. It gives you that moment with yourself which you may desperately need. One day, when my time eventually comes and I'm on my deathbed, do you think that I'll be thinking about all my loved ones, all the people that have came and left, and all the everlasting memories that I made with them? No, I'll be thinking about all the times that I sat down and peed. These moments of peace and comfort that I had with myself. That sense of relief that washed over me as I sat down and unclogged the block sink, watching the water finally swirl down. That is what I'm going to be thinking about. I hope I convinced most people that sitting down to pee isn't as bad as it seems. And if I haven't, like I already said, I guess I'll just have to bribe you. So make sure to put your mom's credit card number along with your password in the comment section below, so I'll be able to log in the account and send her the money. But at the end of the day, no, this wasn't some campaign to convert all the non-believers. I just felt like it was time that we stopped treating our sit-down peers as if they were behind us. Because what if they're ahead? I know, not everything needs to be a movement. I'm not crazy. I just want people to know that even if doing the things you want, doing the things that makes you comfortable is seen as weird and less than, you have to keep doing it because it works for you. It's highly unlikely, but I hope the guy who got flamed for sitting down to pee in the mall watches this video. Is this video still about peeing? Was this video ever about peeing? Who knows? But one thing's for sure, if you are one of the ones, the very few, the dry floor elite, don't cower away. Stand tall while also sitting down. Alright, that's about it. Good discussion today, people. I'll see you in my next video where I'll be talking about the best position to take a poop in. I mean, all of us can already agree sitting down, right? I mean, it'd be crazy if it was something else. Okay, but what if there was another